The race to the sea took place from about the 17th of September to the 19th of October 1914, after the Battle of the Frontiers and the German advance into France, which had been stopped at the First Battle of the Marne and was followed by the First Battle of the Aisne, a Franco-British counter-offensive. The term described reciprocal attempts by the Franco-British and German armies to envelop the northern flank of the opposing army through Picardy, Artois and Flanders, rather than an attempt to advance northwards to the sea. The race ended on the North Sea coast of Belgium around the 19th of October, when the last open area from Dixmude to the North Sea was occupied by Belgian troops, who had been withdrawn from the siege of Antwerp. The outflanking attempts had resulted in a number of encounter battles, but neither side was able to gain a decisive victory. After the opposing forces had reached the North Sea, both tried to conduct offensives, which led to the mutually costly and indecisive Battle of the Yser and the First Battle of Ypres. After mid-November, local operations were carried out by both sides to improve their tactical position, and preparations were made to take the offensive in the spring of 1915. Erich von Falkenhayn, chief of the German General Staff since the 14th of September, concluded that a decisive victory could not be achieved on the Western Front and that it was equally unlikely in the East. Falkenhayn abandoned the Vernichter strategy and attempted to create the conditions for peace with one of Germany's enemies by a Matung strategy, to enable Germany to concentrate its resources and decisively defeat the remaining opponents. Over the winter lull, the French army established the theoretical basis of offensive trench warfare and originated many of the methods which became standard for the rest of the war. Infiltration tactics, in which dispersed formations of infantry were followed by nettoyeurs de tranchées to capture strong points which had been bypassed, artillery observation from aircraft and creeping barrages, were first used systematically in the Second Battle of Artois. Falkenhayn issued memoranda on 7 and 25 January 1915 to govern defensive battle on the Western Front, in which the existing front line was to be fortified, so that it could be held indefinitely with small numbers of troops, to enable more divisions to be sent to the Eastern Front. New defences were be built behind the front line to contain a breakthrough, before the position was restored by counter-attacks. The West here began the huge task of building fortifications, which were not completed until the autumn of 1915.